Hey everyone, my name's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. Today, I am super excited to announce that in the month of August, I will be hosting my first ever readathon. And that is called, as you can tell from the title of this video, it is called the Keep Me in Suspense Readathon. And it stemmed from the fact that I love Christian romantic suspense so very much. It is one of my absolute favorite genres. And yeah, I can't get enough of it. I just love everything about it. I love that it has romance, it has suspense, action, adventure, mysteries to solve, and of course that the characters learn to rely deeper on God and have a stronger relationship with him throughout the story and throughout the crazy situations that they face. I just love the genre so much. So I felt like it was fitting to host a readathon that would promote and encourage reading Christian romantic suspense. So that's the focus of this readathon. However, I will say the prompts that I wrote are written so that you can use any genre of books that you like to read, any genre of Christian or clean fiction that you want to read. You do not have to read romantic suspense. I would greatly encourage reading romantic suspense, but it is not required. Okay, so first I'll tell you a little bit about the readathon and the prompts. This was my personal brainchild, but I asked a couple of amazing ladies that I am blessed to call friend, other booktubers, to co-host with me. So my amazing co-hosts for this readathon are Amanda at Book Lover Amanda and Jeanette over at Jane Reads, and they both love romantic suspense as well. They are both fantastic and so sweet. You have to subscribe to them if you aren't already. They're amazing. And I know they will have announcement videos coming out and TBRs coming out soon, so be sure to be watching their channels to see what they'll be reading for this readathon. Okay, so the reason I chose August for this readathon is because, well, for a few reasons. One, it is my 2-year booktube anniversary on August 1st. It will be 2 years since I posted my first video. Woohoo! August 3rd is my birthday. I turned 33 on August 3rd, so August has always kind of been one of my favorite months because it's my birthday month. And also Lynette Eason, one of my favorite romantic suspense authors, has her next book, Target Acquired, releasing in August as well, on August 20th. So it's an exciting month for me, lots of exciting things, and this readathon adds one more. So I'll quickly go over the rules for the readathon and the prompts. I'll put the graphic that I made up here. It will be linked down below, the links to the Canva graphic. I have it sized for Instagram posts and Instagram stories. I will post the links in the description box below, and you can go there and you can print it out if you'd like. You can edit it in there. You can add your book covers over the little shields that I have for the different prompts. And you can save it. You can post it on Instagram and tag me, whatever you'd like to do. So the rules are very simple. The books can be any genre of Christian or clean fiction that you would like to read. It doesn't have to be romantic suspense. I would greatly encourage it, especially if you've never tried romantic suspense. I would highly encourage you to give it a try, but it doesn't have to be romantic suspense. Okay, so you can there are 5 prompts, and you can absolutely double up, triple up, whatever you'd like to do. It's totally up to you. So those are pretty much the only rules. So rereads count. You can read one book or 5 books for the prompts. You could read one book that fulfills all 5 prompts. You can double up, triple up, whatever you need to do. And if you don't finish a book, that's cool. Just let us know what you read, what categories what prompt it fits, and how much of it you read. That's fantastic. And yeah, most of all, the point is to have fun reading, and have fun reading romantic suspense if that's what you choose to read. And otherwise, if you don't, then that's great too. Then just have fun reading whatever you're reading. The point is just to read and have fun in the month of August. Okay, so now I will go over the prompts really quickly. Shouldn't take too long because there are only 5 of them after all. So what I thought would be fun would be to draw from terms and phrases that you see often in romantic suspense novels. So that's where the inspiration came from, and yeah, so I'll go over them quickly. Okay, so the first prompt is partner in solving crime. Now that is often something that, police officers or other officers, FBI agents or other law enforcement officers will say to the other one. They will say that they're their partner in solving crime. So for that, the prompt is to read a book from a favorite author. So any author that is a favorite of yours, go and pick one of their books and read that. Okay, prompt number 2 is race against time. Now this is a phrase that you often will see like in the back cover copy of a romantic suspense novel, or maybe even somewhere in the book itself, perhaps. Yeah, and I love that. I love the suspenseful feeling that it conjures up of racing against time to stop a crime from being committed or save someone that they love. I just love that. So for this, because it is race against time, the prompt is read a book under 250 pages, because that takes a short amount of time, so you're racing against time to get it finished so you can read another book and see what happens in that one. Okay, the third prompt is rookie officer. Now this is any officer who's in, I think usually it's like their first year, but their first year to first few years of being on the force. So this prompt is to read the first book in a series. So pretty simple, just book 1 of a series. Okay, prompt number 4 is call for backup. Now this is a phrase that is often used when a officer or an agent is in a situation that is not good, and they're about to walk into something that's potentially dangerous, or they are in a situation where they need help. The phrase is call for backup, and that's how they call for help from other officers or agents or whoever their comrades are. So for this, it is a friend recommendation. So I will be giving tons of recommendations in this video, so any of those count, because if you're watching this, then we are friends, so those absolutely count. Or any friend that you want to get a recommendation from, that's awesome. Okay, and the last prompt is means, motive, and opportunity. Now this is something that you see a lot because it's describing, it's how they narrow down, who the criminal could be, what they are looking for, which is someone who had the means to be able to to commit this crime. They had the motive to do it, so they had the reason for doing it, and they had the opportunity to be able to actually commit it. And those are some of the things that they look for in narrowing down suspects. In true crime shows and in romantic suspense books as well. So for this, the prompt is to read a book you already own and are dying to read. So yeah, something that you already have on your shelf that you want to read but haven't yet. I will also say that this can be, if you don't own any books that you haven't read, or if you don't own one you want to read, you can use a library book, or you can use, if you have Kindle Unlimited or something like that. All of that works. The whole point for this prompt is just not to buy a book for the prompt. That's the only thing with that is just don't go out and buy a book for this prompt. So yeah, so those are the prompts. So now I am going to get into some sort of rapid fire recommendations because there are a lot of them. So I will try to go through them quickly. These are all favorite romantic suspense books of mine. And yeah, I'm excited to share them with you. And so yeah, I'll just go ahead and get started on those. Okay, so first up, I'm going to give you some recommendations for the prompt, a book under 250 pages. Okay, so grab the third one here. So I have these there are three novella collections I have here to recommend to you. This one is Cost of Betrayal by D. Henderson, Dani, Pettrey, and Lynette Eason. There are three novellas in this collection, and each one is, I think, around 100 pages. So they definitely work for that. They are all listed, as well as being in this one paperback bind-up, they are all listed individually and sold individually as ebooks. And they're listed individually on Goodreads, so you can grab the covers from there. So yeah, any one of these would count as being less than 250 pages. So that's one, The Cost of Betrayal. Another one is Sins of the Past, also by D. Henderson, Lynette Eason, and Dani Pettrey. And then the third one I have is Targeted, which is by Lynette Eason, Lynn H. Blackburn, and Natalie Walters. So yeah, I loved all three of these and highly recommend them. Okay, then I have some of my favorite love-inspired suspenses. Now, I personally really enjoy love-inspired suspense, and all of their books, at least in the regular print edition, all of theirs are under 250 pages. So those are totally what I was thinking of when I created this prompt. Now, I will say, because sometimes like you'll get one that's in a larger print edition, and with those the page count is a little bit higher, but because the page count of all of them in the regular print edition is under 250 pages, if you're using a larger print, if you have a larger print copy, if you're using a love-inspired book, or even a true large print copy, I would still totally count it as under 250 pages because one edition of that book is under 250 pages. So, okay, so first one, Mountain Fugitive by Lynette Eason. Presumed Dead by Angela Rose Strong. Marked for Revenge by Valerie Hansen. Fugitive Spy by Jordan Redwood. Buried Cold Case Secrets by Sammy A. Abrams. Border Breach by Darlene L. Turner. Seal Under Siege by Liz Johnson. And that's all of the ones that I brought with me. Now, I will say all of those ones are no longer in print, so you probably won't be able to find them in paperback new, but they are all on ebook everywhere that ebooks are sold. Some of them, I believe, are in audio as well, and they are available used, and lots of libraries have them. So, yeah. Okay, now my recommendations for first book in a series. Oath of Honor by Lynette Eason, book one in the Blue Justice series. Life Flight by Lynette Eason, book one in the Extreme Measures series. Double Take by Lynette Eason, book one in the Lake City Heroes series, which is the only one that's out currently, but fantastic, all of these. Submerged by Dani Pettrey, book one in the Alaskan Courage series. Cold Shot by Dani Pettrey, book one in the Chesapeake Valor series. The Killing Tide by Dani Pettrey, book one in the Coastal Guardians series. One Wrong Move by Dani Pettrey, book one in the Jeopardy Falls series, which is the only one out currently at this point, but they're all fantastic. Then I have Unknown Threat by Lynn H. Blackburn, which is book 1 in the Defend and Protect series. Then we have Secondary Target by Angela Carlisle, which is a fairly new release. It released earlier this year, and yeah, I loved it. It's the only book so far out in the Secrets of Kincaid series. And then I have Knox by Susan May Warren, which is the first book in the Montana Marshall series. Okay, and now my recommendations for some of my other favorite romantic suspense series, in case you are looking to read a series. Most of these books that I have shared already are parts of series, so yeah, those are also series recommendations if you want to get into some series this month. And yeah, so like I said, I absolutely love every book that I am recommending here today. So there are no favorites. I adore all of these authors and their books are amazing. So yeah, here are the last few recommendations for series that are some of my favorites. The Guardians of Justice series by Irene Hannon. So that's Fatal Judgment, Deadly Pursuit, and Lethal Legacy. This is a series about 3 siblings, and it's my favorite Irene Hannon series. The Snap Agency series by Natalie Walters, which is Lights Out, Fatal Code, and Blind Trust. I absolutely love this series. Again, is fantastic and highly recommend it. Okay, then I have the Dive Team Investigation series by Lynn H. Blackburn, which book 1 is Beneath the Surface, book 2 is In Too Deep, but I don't have it physically, and book 3 is One Final Breath. Yeah, I love these. One Final Breath is probably my favorite. Loved Gabe and Anissa. Oh my goodness, yeah. But highly recommend the whole series. And then lastly is the If I Run series by Terry Blackstock, which is If I Run, If I'm Found is book 2, and book 3 I don't have a physical copy of, but is If I Live. And they are fantastic, fast-paced. You definitely want to have the next one available when you finish the one before it, because they end a bit on cliffhangers. Although I will say, when I read this series, I read them as they were releasing. So I don't know. I think I should get some sort of a special award or medal or something for having to wait between books so that I did not have the option to read them back to back. But anyway, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I love these as well. And yeah, highly recommend you check them out. Okay, so that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you will participate in this readathon. You can find the graphics to use on Instagram, as well as them being linked down below. I hope you will subscribe to Book Lover Amanda and Jeanette over at Jane Reads, my lovely co-hosts in this readathon, and follow all of their content and get their recommendations. And yeah, so I'm so excited for the month of August when this readathon will be running. I can't wait to see your TBRs and what you read. I am so excited to chat with you about romantic suspense books and whatever books you decide to read for this readathon. And yeah, so I think that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, I do also want to mention I will be doing a TBR, Pile of Possibilities video closer to the beginning of August. So yeah, I think that's everything now. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.